be dedicated.
Alright, so now we at the spot where basically we used to chill at, wait for the fiends to come for that hand-to-hand, you know, action, selling drugs or whatever. It was basically a fence right here, and we got slick, so we used to stash stuff right behind here. It was a fence up here. You know, that was our little stash box or whatever. But it used to get down over here, smoke mad herb, drink, you know, do the kid things. It was the perfect environment though, but we used to wait right here for the fiends to come right around the corner, get what they need, we get what we need.
In New York, the Justice Policy Institute reports more blacks went to prison just for drug offense than graduated from the SUNY system with undergraduate, master's, and doctoral degrees combined in the 1990s.
Me and my dudes, we was about to go to the club. We chilling right here, me and my man, you know, just drinking a Heineken or whatever, chilling. All of a sudden, police just rushed up, like 15 of them right here. Boom, threw me down right about here, threw my man down right here. There was only 2 of us at the time. And what happened was, they said I had something on me I didn't have. So basically what happened was I caught a raw deal, and they said I had some 15 bags of coke on me or whatever, but it wasn't true. But out of that, I got probation, and about 2 years ago, I ended up getting a whole year from that. So
Of course, you know, certain trials, I'll call them, in our relationship, I just knew that I was going to be there no matter what. Like Van going to jail, that, you know, played a key part in our relationship. But like I said, it was a trial, but it wasn't anything that, it wasn't like a deal breaker.
I went through quite a bit with my baby boy, but he's still my guy. He's a good guy. Yeah. That's my Van.
What was the toughest thing for you?
Well, for me in jail, the toughest thing definitely was being away from my family, the people I love, my kids, my girl. Because the way I did it, I really didn't want people to come see me, my girl to come see me. I just wanted to deal with it, get it over with, and, you know, become stronger from that. That was basically it.
How has it affected you? Has it helped you, or has it hindered you?
I think it does a little bit of both. You know, first of all, coming out of jail, you got to start all over. You lost the job you had. You know, you got to rekindle some relationships you had. And then the helpful part about it is that you don't want to go back. You don't want to make the same mistakes. So, you know, I think it helps you and it hurts you at the same time.
As of June 2006, black men comprise 41% of men in custody in the U.S. According to Bruce Western, a professor of sociology at Harvard University, the effects of jail time on adult employment was greater than the effect of dropping out of high school or living in a high unemployment area. Even after 15 years, men incarcerated as juveniles work between 5 and 10% less than their counterparts who never experienced jail time.
How much of a fight was it for you to have your daughter stay with you?
It was a couple of different situations. At first, it was easy to see her, and I got to see her when I wanted to, and then it became harder. And then all of a sudden, she just pretty much put her in my hands. So, you know, it pretty much depended on what she was going through, you know, which made it easier or hard for me to see.
Dealing with 2 girls as opposed to 1 girl is a big difference. It is trying at times, and
it's a lot of hard work.
It's a lot of hard work, but it pays off at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So,
you know, now the way I live is a lot different. You know, what I do now is basically I take care of my kids during the daytime, which is not a bad thing, but I'm used to being a provider. I'm used to doing different things, you know, having a job and working. This is a big blow for me. I pretty much take it in stride. I do everything from the heart. So, you know, I love taking care of my kids. At the same time, I'm used to being a provider, and that's a big change for me. But I'm dealing with it, I'm coping with it, and I'm trying to do the right thing, you know. And God willing, I can keep doing the right thing.
Job placement counselors at the league's employment training and counseling department estimate 50% of the clients listed felony records as a leading barrier to employment.
No doubt. All right, when you think about Baron, what do you think about?
I think about a strong black man. I mean, that sounds typical, but I think that Baron is definitely the definition of a strong black man. I think life is pretty much about playing the best way you can with the hand that you're dealt. And I think he's always tried to do that, you know, from the stories that he's told me about his life and just the way that he is. He tries to just make the best out of every situation. He's taught me a lot since we've been together. A lot of times I thought that I'd be teaching him, but at the end of the day, I've learned a lot from him. And I know that even now he's not necessarily where he wants to be, but I don't think that that's a big obstacle at all. I think God is definitely working in his life, and he's going to be where he needs to be soon. So he's a wonderful father. He's a wonderful man. He's a wonderful person in general. He's a great friend. He's definitely one of the good ones, you know.
With poverty leading to crime, which leads to incarceration, which leads to unemployment and loss of rights, which leads to poverty, which leads to crime, which leads to incarceration, which leads to unemployment and loss of rights, which leads to poverty, which leads to crime, which leads to incarceration, which leads to, oh, you get it now. A vicious cycle. But here was an example of a man determined to break that cycle by raising his children right. And although after 7 months of being out of prison, he hasn't found employment, he refuses to give up. This is overcoming.
Well, for me, he kind of, the baby boy JaVale, he kind of just tied everything together.
Exactly what I was going to say.
He just made it more of a family. It's more togetherness. It's love. You know, and it's all about family. You know.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Like, you have, yeah, pretty much where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Well, I answer that. Hopefully, with a well-paid job. Basically, it's all about just doing what I need to do for my family. You know, whatever that might be. But being able to provide for them is definitely a big deal in my life. And hopefully we can, you know, move out somewhere that's a little more quieter and just live life to the fullest. You know?
Ha, yeah. Yeah. Carolina
Baron used to like to play with worms. If I wanted to find Baron, and this was from like, he was like, I'm saying from 5 to 7. Like, I was thankful that I don't know if he ate any or not, but he would always go in the backyard and dig up worms, walk from the 3rd or 4th step up the back steps where we used to live in 11 Parker Street, and he would have those worms. And I hated worms with a passion. I'm not afraid of them. But my son used to literally play with the worms. And I'd be like, Baron, what are you doing? And he'd just look at me, you know, in an unconcerned way, as to say, you know.